All right, here I was just gonna quick go over kind of the coding setup I've been using involving the last few days here, and the flight testing setup here for the Infinite Flight. So background you see the two wireless charge docks with the two drones. They're Crazyfly brushless. One is stacked with a lighthouse deck, SD card deck, and flow deck at the bottom, and the other is just a lighthouse and SD card. Then I also have a multi-ranger and an AI chip that I'm going to swap in here pretty soon. But I've just been testing with these, collecting data, and trying to optimize the basic flight routine. So it essentially you want a stable kind of launch or lift off from the dock, stable hover. I don't have these flying around; they're just meant to hover and then descend and land. And you want them to land back on the charging pad, and then the kind of confirmations that they're charging. And then if they can do that and get back to charging, they can charge up as much as they need to and be good to go again. So that's kind of the what we're calling the infinite flight loop, where if they can do this, consistently always landing in the dock and being able to recharge, then they could in theory fly indefinitely. And of course I can't really do that because I'm in an apartment right now, and try to be mindful of neighbors. I haven't had any noise complaints, so that's good, but I want to keep it that way. So but yeah, at some point get out to a place where I can kind of actually test 24/7 and not have neighbors that might theoretically complain about that. Would be good, and I can scale up, more drones, larger drones, and let's just be me listening to the buzzing. Would be good. But yeah, so working on this infinite flight, getting the scalable data collection down. These right now are just they're collecting the flight data. Eventually, with the AI chip, which has the camera and the Wi-Fi streaming, I want to be able to collect the visual data from the camera, do some AI processing with some sort of AI model, and then you can stream the data too. And so there's kind of two types of processing there. There's onboard processing, and so that's using whatever compute you have on the drone itself. And then there's I think it'd be called like offboard. I don't know, but it's essentially taking the camera data from the drone, streaming it to some sort of computer. I've got I don't know, a handful of computers here, but could be a computer in the apartment, could even be in a data center theoretically, but that's going to introduce some latency, but you have access to more powerful computers that way. So and then doing some sort of a model inference there, sending the flight signals back to the drone and flying the drone that way. So is the two options are two different ways to fly a drone, and probably use some combination of the two in the end. But that's kind of the next step is when it can reliably do this this stable launch, hover, land, and then kind of introducing the AI flight controls and being able to pilot a drone from a camera and an AI chip, and kind of go around and do useful tasks, whether it's just picking up objects and moving it, or I don't know, they do all sorts of stuff, and hopefully try to stick to the good things. Will be good. But yeah, drones are pretty useful. They're in civilian uses, they use it a lot for infrastructure inspections. So you have like towers or bridges, or the wires, the power lines will need inspection. And back in the day, you send people up, and it's just a lot easier and safer to do with drones. So that's one use case. A big one is solar farms. They'll send drones with some sort of kind of thermal imaging, and it's actually the whole, I think they call it hyperspectral imaging. It's taking like the whole I don't know what you call it, electromagnetic spectrum, and making the most of it with the sensing, and is a lot of the sensory input. But there's different type of sensory data you can do. LiDAR is another one where you're taking, I think, like different lasers and beaming them off things and determining physical distances. It's another common sensor, but yeah, there's a lot of different sensing data you can do and different mapping applications, and then just like physically being able to move objects is cool. So you see some of the more powerful drones out of China can go and lift up pretty sizable objects and move them around. Agriculture is another use. They'll use them in farms and fields and be spraying things, and yeah, there's a lot of cool applications. There's one cool thing I've seen out of China. You had it'd be a tethered drone, so it's connected to the ground. I think it sends both power and then like a water pipeline up, but they can use that to essentially fight fires on like skyscrapers of sorts. It's cool. You can use drones to deliver food. It like efficiency wise, it makes a lot more sense to send. If you're trying to DoorDash a burrito, makes a lot more sense to do that with a drone than driving a whole car around to send a burrito around. So, I mean, there's a lot of like pretty good applications for that, and I don't actually know what I get into, but pretty much anything you do though, at its root, like you would benefit from having a camera, some AI processing that can safely navigate a drone around. So I figured that was a good place to start, and that's kind of, I don't know, what I'm working toward with some of this data collection, and just being able to safely fly drones, not crash into things, certainly be good. And yeah, no, be able to do that. So yeah, it was a good day overall. Been using more of the fast model, the GPT-5.5 extra high fast. I think this has probably been my top model last couple days. Other than that, I tweaked the rim extension I was talking about that I made for the wireless charge dock there. So the dock itself is smaller, but I made a rim extension that funnels out a bit more and helps with the drone landing. It's definitely helping, but I reprinted it a little flatter, so I made 2 more of those there. Also, a little milestone for me, I used up the first kind of spool of filament, my first full filament I consumed on the printer. So I think those come in kilos. So there's a kilo of black filament I used up. So I don't know. If I had to guess, probably 70% was waste from this one. That was from misprints or test prints, and then the rest into actual products. But that was kind of cool. It was my first one. So let's see. I think a kilo's about $10. So it's not a ton, but I just reviewing my notes. I'm trying to track wins to kind of keep myself motivated, and be able to track progress is kind of fun. So yeah, I fixed the firmware issues on the Crazy Radio, fixed some hardware compatibility issues with the Lighthouse and AI chip and multi-ranger. The AI chip and the SD card deck still aren't getting along. I think I'm gonna have to break up my first very minor soldering for this. So I've done soldering back in the day with some of the solar vehicle work back in college, but I think this will be my first since then. What else? I ordered another drone. Might have mentioned it earlier, but yeah, another BitCraze order for a couple more drones and appropriate decks. I want to test out the loco positioning system. So Lighthouse, right now I'm using the Lighthouse. It uses the 5. Got 5 base stations up, and it uses kind of millimeter level tracking precision. And so that's helpful for the landing, because like the docks, you want to be pretty precise with your position estimate and be able to land on the dock. But and particularly outdoors in a less crowded space, you can be a little less precise. And so the loco positioning is it's kind of intermediate between, you know, the precision of the lighthouse here and which is smaller scale, and this is a larger scale, less precise. So I'm gonna trial that out. I got three positioning nodes and 3 decks to test it out. So hopefully something comes of that. If it works, I'll get more of it. Yeah, to just test it out. I started small. I think those are the only new things in the order. Oh, and then yeah, the one other thing I was thinking about. Thinking about getting a new PC builder too, maybe speccing something out. So I think as the more I'm working with AI models, they're getting really good. I think, you know, the better the models are getting. I think computers in general, I think, especially ones that can run AI models locally, will be pretty powerful. So yeah, the semi stocks are spiking hard, and no prices for everything. So particularly memory's up a lot, storage is up a good bit, graphics cards are expensive, but I think for a good reason they're getting more and more valuable. So I don't know. I was considering maybe a Mac Studio build and probably a video workstation. I could do some of the model training on that for training the vision models for piloting the drones eventually. So we'll see. I think like I predict the AI models, the frontier models with Claude and ChatGPT will be good enough to do most of that for me. So I don't even think I'll have to figure most out. But yeah, that's kind of roughly what the roadmap is. Just getting more of the, you know, autonomous infinite flight down and collecting some basic data. I got the data streaming working from the AI chip to the 20 terabyte hard drive and the bedroom PC, and so I want that to start storing data, and then that will be available when I start doing model training. But yeah, no, that's kind of the current setup, current thoughts. So I'll probably post this. I mean, this is too long for a short, so I'll post this as a long form, and but probably keep doing mostly shorts. So I think they're a little easier to film, and the algorithm likes them a little more. So I mostly stick to that. But that's all for tonight here. So.